Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Share, subscribe, like this video. Thank you guys for all your support, for all your prayers. Make sure you leave your prayer request in the bottom. We love each and every one of you. We're always praying for you, and thank you for praying for us. Now, this one's a little different. I want to talk about some things that's coming out. Like I always tell you not to fear, but I thought that these was very important, and these are also last day signs that are coming out. And I thought it was very important that we get this information out because these are medical alerts that's coming out, and I think that we need to talk about them. Okay, the first one come out, this is in Los Angeles. For all of our brothers and sisters out there, there is a typhoid death spike in Los Angeles. Health experts are alarmed at a spike in typhoid cases in Los Angeles County, where 3 recent deaths have been blamed on the disease. The disease is spread by fleas and have come into animals, cats, possums, dogs, and rodents that are carrying the illness. In the 1930s and the 1940s, typhoid was rampant through the U.S. according to historical data. But in 1987, after decades of rodent control measures, typhoid was rare in the U.S. and is removed from the list of diseases that doctors must report to health officials. Cases of typhoid, however, began creeping up after 2010. The last year there was 171 cases in Los Angeles alone. There are 3 deaths or a wake-up call to start thinking about the disease and severe manifestations of the effects of the communities. Dr. Aidman Halara, a medical epidemiologist, I'll get it right in a second, at the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health, told CNN. Other cases of typhoid reported in, that's typhus, I think that's how you say it, but we call it typhoid here, have occurred in Texas and Hawaii. Worldwide, and the disease is found in Southeast Asia, Africa, Central and South America, Southern Europe, and Middle East. Haley, like other doctors, is concerned about a big surge in typhus cases, and most doctors today might not even recognize the symptoms of this once rare disease. Symptoms can include chills, fevers, body aches, headaches, muscle pain, loss of appetite, nausea, and vomiting, and a rash on the chest, back, arms, and legs. However, a majority of people are asymptomatic or have very mild diseases. They might just get a headache or not even know this is what they had. Dr. Gemma Alacron, an epidemic intelligence service officer with the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, said, "I am also concerned that there could be cases with patients who does not go see the doctor, but the doctor might not know the test for the disease. There's no vaccine for this, but early treatments with the antibiotics, doxycycline, I think, I've actually took it before, can cure most cases. About a third of infected people need intensive care for seizures, meningitis, and septic shock. To avoid any treatment delays, healthcare providers should consider flea-borne typhus. It is a patient with fever, headaches, and rash, partially in patients lives in recent travel to area of endemic disease, had exposure to the reservoir animals, rodents, possums, and feral cats. Experts claim that the recent rise in typhoid cases could be due to the prevalence of cat fleas, which affects both pets and free-roaming animals, or because it's an increase of rodent populations in urban and suburban areas. So that's something, if you're in the Los Angeles area, to definitely keep an eye on. That's not the only one that's got a major outbreak at this moment. Dengue fever. You can't make this up. Here's another one. The Centers of Disease and Prevention, CDC, confirmed a major U.S. outbreak of dengue fever on Wednesday. At present, there is 225 cases of dengue fever in the U.S. and 315 in the territory of Puerto Rico. And the CDC. Florida is bearing the brunt of the outbreak with 96 travel associate cases of 2 transportations. Makes me think of Kim Fisher's dream and 5 openings they will come. New York has also been hit with 23 cases, and 1 person has been affected locally in Texas. A majority of the cases in Florida were connected during trips to Cuba. Outbreaks of the dengue fever have erupted around the world, with more than 100,000 affected, 200 dead in Peru. The county is currently going through a mega fumigation campaign to get rid of the population of mosquitoes that carry the disease. The disease is spread via mosquito bites, and symptoms include severe pain, patient's eyes, head, muscles, joints, as well as high fever, nausea, vomiting, and fatigue. Getting tired. Severe dengue fever can cause internal bleeding and organ damage. Blood pressure can drop to a dangerous level, causing shock. In some cases, severe dengue fever can lead to death. Women who get dengue fever during pregnancy may be able to spread the virus to a baby during childbirth. So there's that. Now both of these, and that's not even counting the leprosy that is now brewing in the last days of Europe. That's starting to come back. You're seeing a lot of these things all at one time. These are signs. And if you don't believe me, go to Luke 21:11. There will be pestilences. Widespread health problems are part of the sign of the last days. Revelation 6:8. Look, a pale horse, and one seated on it had the name of death, and great following. The authority was given him to kill with deadly plagues. Now that's not happening. There's no horseman that's done that. But this right here is a prelude to that. You're starting to see it come to pass. You're starting to see these things that once was gone are starting to come again. I mean, Lord, leprosy of all things, brothers and sisters. It's right now. Once again, it's here again. Now, this came in from New York. All this today, all these are medical alerts. Can't make this stuff up. New York City health officials legal immigration bringing tuberculosis and polio to New York. New York Health Commissioner Ashton Vason announced that legal immigration has been unearthing a new wave of tuberculosis and polio to the city. In a citywide letter to the Physicians and Healthcare Administration last week, Vason said that there's more than 50,000 illegal immigrants that have come to New York since and the last year caused a spike in contagious diseases like tuberculosis and polio. New York City tuberculosis, I don't know if I can be able to say it, rate at cases 6.1 per 100,000 is more than double the national rate. Close to 9 out of 10 of the tuberculosis are people born outside the United States. So there's that happening in New York. So one thing after another. There was some more stuff that's come in from Ukraine. The Marine drone that hit Russian ships explodes. It says here, Ukraine Sea drones attacked a Navy base of Russia's largest Black Sea ports, the Russian Ministry of Defense said Friday, claiming that both of the drones used in the attack have been destroyed. Ukraine sources said that the Russian naval vessel was damaged in the attack, and however, the video posted online appeared to show a ship listing to one side, so it was sinking. The overnight attack hit Russian naval base on the Black Sea and reportedly forced a temporary halt to all the ship movements at the key port. Clashes in and around Ukraine Black Sea ports, which are currently blockaded by Russian forces, and at least one major river port have escalated since the collapse of the international brokered deal. For a year up to last month followed for the safe export of vital grain supplies from Ukraine. Russia pulled out of the deal and has since attacked the ports from Ukraine. Significant grain supplies are exported around the world, driving global grain deal prices up from 10% in the immediate aftermath of threatening to keep them on the rise. You're starting to see now that revolves around food. We're talking about food and diseases, that everything. They're also saying the CV is coming back full blast. They're already warning people. And they're warning people of another version of it's coming. All these things here in the last days. That's why I tell you, we're so close to being out of here. And that's why we come on here and we let you know that these events, how they're happening, and why we're seeing all this stuff in the last days. Now, a lot of people We've talked about are totally oblivious to it. They don't see it, and thank Jesus that we are different and we get to see we're actually putting this stuff together and we're seeing it in real time. Okay, let's see. There was a lot of other stuff. Okay, now there was a lot of stuff coming out today about a major movement in military in also Lithuania. Now, there was a red alert earlier that Latvia moves serious forces to Belarus's border. We're seeing that in Poland also. They're moving their forces to the Belarusian border. As I've told you before, brothers and sisters, that Belarus will be part of this great invasion into Ukraine. So they do play a major role in this. And they've got nukes now. And the two countries there that's on their border do not have nuclear weapons, at least not that we know of. But you're starting to see all these wars, rumors of wars. Same thing going on in Israel. As all their troops are starting to diminish, their enemies are starting to gain and plan against her on her border. I mean, it's happening right now. We're seeing the Ezekiel war right now starting to shape up on Israel's border, with Israel not having the troops to defend herself. Because it will take God to defend her at that moment. And He will strike down on these armies. He will do that. Let's see. There's so much. Let's keep wondering. There's some other things I wanted to break. More activity earthquake-wise on the West Coast. If you're in San Francisco, San Diego, places like that, definitely keep your eye. There has been some earthquakes there. That land is moving. And remember, I did see the Great San Francisco earthquake. It has not happened yet. Now, I'm not calling it, I'm saying it's a big earthquake. I'm not calling it the great one. The great one was the one that was in the 50s or something like that. So somebody's always going to have to, they're going to get real smart with me in the comments about that. But I'm just saying this earthquake is massive that hit San Francisco, the one I see, and it hasn't happened yet. So definitely with everything moving there, and even on the Cascadia, definitely keep an eye on it. Okay. More Bible prophecy about the red heifers. That is in the news. And the third temple. There's news in the... I mean, just... It's all happening, people. All happening. See, there was some other stuff that was in the headlines. Let's see if I can find it. Yom flares. That was for today. There were some major flares that come off the sun last night. And these storms, these flooding storms in the center of the United States, we've got to keep an eye on. That's happening. China is literally getting rain like you've never seen before in your life. Now, China come also with a thing to control all smartphone time. So now they can turn off your smartphone in China when they think you've been on it too long. Full control. They can control what you buy, what you sell, what you do. That is all coming to pass, just like we was told. Okay. Tony Blair is one of the big pushers of the digital ID worldwide. So he's out pushing that. He is the former Prime Minister of Great Britain. And he is really out trying to push everybody to get this world coin. It's this digital ID thing. Stay away from it. If you're seeing this, if we're lucky enough to see this after we leave, after the rapture happens, do not get onto these digital services. Do not get anything in your hand and in your forehead. Run away from it as fast as you can. I don't care what you got to do. Do not take it. It says, this was a poll that came out. It says, belief in God, heaven and angels, and the devil reaching the record lowest it's ever been in the world. That people do not believe that these stories are real anymore. That's another sign of how close we are. PBS Kids create a series to getting kids talking to AI. More about AI, digital, everything. All this, every bit of it. So much, just everything revolves around the end days. I thought I saw something else. I'm telling you, brothers, sisters, we are close. Yeah, definitely the escalation between Israel and Hezbollah and Iran has grown to unbelievable records right now. Like I said, Iran, Russia, and Turkey are massing on Israel's border. And you've got Lebanon on the other side. So Israel's, all of her enemies have surrounded her, just like the Bible told us it would. And here we are. You are the generation that will see the rapture. My brothers and sisters, don't fear this stuff. I know there's diseases coming out, and we're starting to see the Great Tribulation, the Tribulation and the Great Tribulation starting to make itself known and starting to basically come alive before we leave. We're seeing that. But it's not for us. We're not subject to wrath. Even though the devil tries to get people to tell you you are not. We are going home very, very soon, so do not worry. I want you to praise Jesus and tell him, thank him for letting us know that we are not subject to wrath, that we are leaving, and all the many people that he has shown the rapture. There will be a hole open up in the sky. There will be a great trumpet, and you're going to hear that very, very soon. I want you to be listening for it, because it is coming very, very soon. We might not ever make it to September, brothers and sisters. We just might not. I know everybody's looking for Revelation 12 sign. It's a great sign, and God bless Brother Patrick for finding it. But that could be the beginning of the tribulation. We don't know. We could be gone before that. That's why I tell you, there is no certain days now. Every day is a high rapture date. Every day. Every minute. Because God, the Holy Spirit, let me know that literally when you see these prophecies start to come to pass, and they're just starting, not ending, to look up, he's coming for the church, the bride. So what does that mean, brothers and sisters? That means that we have very limited time down here. We've just got to, even if we have to limp to it and be duct taped over the finish line, we're very close. So hang in there. Hang in there with everything you have, okay? Jesus knows you're hanging. He's here with you. He's not leaving you behind. He's always here. He's with us at all times. So be encouraged that we are leaving this world before it falls apart, and it's falling apart right now. The earth has got temperatures that's never seen before it's ever in its life. When the hurricanes finally get started going, it's going to be bad. Hopefully we'll be out of here before that happens. We've got nation against nation, government against government, all of it taking place in our lifetime. But you know what? We got a blessed hope. And understand, my brothers and sisters, we have such a very awesome future ahead of us. Can you imagine, just any day now, we could be up in heaven, sitting around a fruit tree, laughing about these days. And we will never die. We will never get sick. We will be 20 again, brothers and sisters. We will be 20 again. All of our loved ones will be there with us. All the animals that we've lost over time, they will be there waiting on us as soon as we walk in. Don't let the devil take away your happiness about seeing our Father. Because our Father's coming. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to think these things. But the devil wants you not to believe that. He wants you to be miserable and think that you're on your own and you're not going to get there. And that your animals are not going to be there. And he will try everything. He will use Christians to tell you this stuff, to just drag you down and take your hope away. But I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters. Our Father's coming, and all these things that I'm telling you are going to come to pass. We are going home to see Jesus very, very soon. And it's going to be a glorious day. I promise you. Look me up and you'll say, Chris, you was right. We are all okay. Because we are. Because we're never alone. And if you're lost out there, call upon Jesus. Let me tell you something. I don't think I could have ever made it a day without him. You're missing out on everything. I'm the richest man in the world. Because I have Jesus. I don't care if I just had a bar of soap and a towel to my name. I would still be the wealthiest man on the earth. Because I have the Lord Jesus Christ. We are in the grace period, brothers and sisters. You out there, that if you're lost, all you got to do is believe. You call upon him and believe in Jesus. That's what the scripture says. You have faith and put your faith in him. You put your faith in him. And that's what I do every day. I put my faith in him. Because without him, I'm nothing. None of us, we're all sinners. only through him and his blood on the cross, and he rose up on the third day, is the only way any of us get in. It's not works. A lot of people try to make it about that, but it's just not. It's just simple faith and believing and putting your faith in him. But see, some people can't do that. They won't put their faith in him. You got to put your faith in him and trust in him. I do, because I wouldn't be able to make it without him. And I know you that are God's sheep, you understand what I'm saying. Without him, we're just nothing. We just are nothing. So if you're lost, call upon him in these last days, because you're running out of time. You're not even promised tomorrow. You might not miss them. You might die and not even make the rapture. That's what I'm saying. So you never know. You're not promised tomorrow. I don't care how old you are. Trust in Jesus in these last days. Brothers and sisters, our trip is almost here. Thank you for being on the ark with us as long as you have. And very soon we're going to take sail. I'm able to say that now. But we're about to sail away. If I don't see or hear from you again, I'll see you in heaven.